Okay, good evening to all you wonderful fellow TIs out there. Ever since I got my acupuncture pen and I started using it, um, I noticed a big change as far as the symptoms. The When you start to use this, they are gonna get desperate. I mean, really desperate. No joke. The entire day today, I've been hit with so much radiation. It's insane. It's been constant attempts of manipulation, constant attempts of remote neural monitoring, which at this point it doesn't really. I don't even know if the remote neural monitoring even works as well as it did before. I realized with the field testing that I've done, I've been able to actually walk a whole lot better than before, even being hit with radiation. But when you do this, I highly advise you to and I know this for a fact, and this is for people who don't even have implants, as far as like RFID implants that they covertly put on you when you're unsuspectingly known. If you don't have that, one thing I wanted to definitely advise you, if you're on the go, get a Faraday bag for your phones, for your electronics. Get one of those, because what they'll do is they'll key into that device's location, and they're able to beam the directed energy weapons onto you because of that. Today has been insanely crazy so far. It's just been hit after hit after hit with radiation. I'm hanging in there though as best I can, but it's not easy. It really isn't. One thing I will give you warning about: you definitely want to use the right frequencies for fungi when they do this. You definitely want to find some type of shielding as far as it's concerned. It's been constant manipulations for me to take off my protective hat, my pendants, and the whole day has just been insane. I had no idea that freaking remote neural manipulation is no joke. I'm warning you right now, from me to you, from a friend to a friend. If you consider, you don't even have to consider me one, but I'm just telling you, be very cautious when after using this, because they will get desperate. I'm gonna go over this article this evening. It's a discussion about Morgellons disease. Haven't really looked into it yet, so I'm just gonna be like a blind run on it. I want to point out that I claim no copyright whatsoever when it comes to this. Also, another thing I want to point out: the nano seems to mostly prefer to be around the ears, mostly as far as sending out a signal. Every time, like whenever my street theater would actually happen or whatever, I started to notice, the more and more this stuff I got rid of, the more and more I started to realize that within my ears and around my ears, it's like that's where the signal starts off from. So they tend to be, a lot of them tend to be right around the ears, and even in the ear canal. I wouldn't recommend putting the acupuncture pen in your ear. As far as what you can do, what I normally did was I used my formula, and what I did was I soaked that into like a rag or something, and then I let it like a drop or two into my ear, and then I actually just rubbed the my ear canal a little bit from the outside together, and it actually killed that stuff off from the inside. And it took them because at the time I did this though, I didn't have the acupuncture pen, so it wasn't easy for me to really deal with this. So it just is, if with me not being able to kill it from the outside, it just pretty much was growing back from the inside. I was dealing with it from the inside, with with the detoxing and all that stuff, and the recipe for the pressure cooker that I ate. But without the acupuncture pen, it's like the stuff was still constant. But I'm telling you right now, be very cautious. They will use remote neural manipulation on you after a little while. If you when you're using that pen, you're gonna realize you end up getting a whole lot more control than you did before. But I'm giving you a good warning right now. Be cautious because they will hit you like crazy, a lot more than usual with the radiation. Okay, chemtrails and Morgellons is worse than you thought. By Citizens Research Blue. The story, preliminary conclusions and observations. This article was edited by Bridget Conroy and Mike Caraway. More of the Blues photos can be seen in the gallery. This link will take you to Arizona Skywatch. Go to their gallery for many more photos of chemtrails and Morgellons specimens. Reproduction of the... Okay. The research was initiated in an attempt to explain physical and neurological symptoms observed by me for quite some time and in just about everyone, including myself. It's been like a splinter in my mind. I've observed in recent years that coworkers who I've attempted to train especially all seem to be losing their short-term memory. I've experienced that in it's that remote neural manipulation. They can actually cause you to forget certain thoughts. Like when I was there was a time when I was about to plan on beefing up the protection of my hat, and they started hitting me with the weapon, the directed energy weapon, literally trying to just blank out my memory, and I ended up having to literally fight myself just to get that extra bit of protection, you know? And this is before I had the acupuncture pen. This is before I even had that. But that remote neural manipulation is no joke. I shit you not. It is no joke. It's a lot stronger than you think. You need to really, really prepare yourself for this. You really do. I'm giving you as much of a warning as I possibly can, because that is just no joke. Okay, but with putting that aside for now, let's continue. Observed in recent years that coworkers, those I've attempted to train especially, all seem to be losing their short-term memory. They'll set a coffee cup down and forget its whereabouts. 10 seconds later, they'll work on stuff for the field and leave the office without it. 10 years ago, trainees could be given 3 or 4 tasks at one time and remember them all. Now they can only handle one at a time at best. Very spooky. Children in particular, those who should have been strong memory, seem affected also. Store clerks and others seem to suffer from the same neurological symptoms as well. As for me, my nose runs a lot, my ears ring now constantly, and my vision is in one eye. Vision in one eye has become a little blurry. Now, when I started using the acupuncture pen, cleaning out this Morgellon crap out of my system, I noticed my vision was blurring a bit, and I believe that was due to their manipulation of my vision. I wasn't losing it, but it's like it's like the biofilm has a coating over your eyes or something. I don't know. It's weird. I need to find. It must be like some type of cleaner to clean the biofilm off the eyes. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to continue from where I left off. My ears ring now constantly, and my vision in one eye has become a little blurry. My joints ache, etc. It is these observations and my continual observations of the sky that led me on this quest to see if there could be a connection. I'm wondering, there must be definitely biofilm on the eyes, because I'm wondering if people's vision is actually technically a heck of a lot better than they were led to believe. You know, and what wears it down or blurs it out a bit is the biofilm. I've always had to watch the weather. I've always had to watch the weather to protect the crews and equipment and complete the task at hand. I've been actively photographing the aerosol spraying above White Mountains, 65,000 feet elevated, of Arizona since 2005, and created an entire photo blog of 1 year's observation, at least 50 hours a week, that commenced in December 2005. My conclusions was that the entire upper troposphere I can't even not pronounce that. Sorry. Contains what can only be described as the synthetic clouds that have been introduced by aircraft. I've not just photographed the spraying, but the morphing of this substance into clouds of a fibrous nature and other bizarre cloud formations not found in the early any cloud textbooks. See Strange Days, Strange Skies. In the last year, however, I've observed, photographed an extraordinary sheen around the sun, which indicates a saturation level has been achieved, and the spraying now is infrequent by comparison, i.e., once or twice a week at best. This sheen can also be seen around stadium lights on TV. I've recently noticed that when the sky is in azure blue, like it should be, the planes will not be long off to seal the hole. I guess I've been trying to figure out how the clouds could appear so furious at times, and understand now this process is likely to be a function of nanotech polymers self-assembly technique. See clouds connecting in the lakeside or aerosol photos. Gases could not straight like this, and what goes up, well, Newton was right. Just using a strong flashlight pointed upward at night, looking into the focus beam of light, proved that we are living in a virtual bath of what research by others suggests is an exotic form of barium, aluminum, and God knows what else, but I cannot afford to complete testing myself. Now, one of my, unfortunately, I had a heck ton of videos I wanted to post, but I screwed up. I left it in the phone that was hacked, unfortunately, my SD card. And what happened was they ended up deleting the footage. What I ended up catching on those videos was several different color harassment scenarios, like a lot. Not even just that, but I even caught one of the freaking bus drivers of the city bus. I caught the bastard literally putting a freaking transceiver in the back of a bus that I was about to go on to go back home. I literally busted him doing that. And as soon as I questioned them about it, they ended up going up. They ended up